Welcome back, Minecraft fans. And here we are in our very own world of Rivenbourne. We've got an exciting episode coming up, episode 11. We're going to add some interiors, add some cool little builds, and get prepared for the grand lore reveal next episode. I'm thinking of doing like a world tour, a very small, short world tour, but also talk about everything that we've worked out concerning the storyline. And to get prepared for that, we have finally given a name to our elven city. It will now be the elven city of something. And up here, I've placed the symbol of the elven city, of course, pink and purple, just like the rest of the city. And let's drum roll for the grand reveal. Mistglade. Here we are in our city of Mistglade. Pretty spooky and elvish, and also somewhat innocuous. These are peaceful elves, and this is supposed to be a place of paradise where folks from all over Rivenbourne come to take a vacation, see museums, learn about the elves, and relax, far from evil. And that's why the Dark Secret is such a big deal, which is exactly where we're going right now. Alright, so the next part of our project is in here somewhere, where our secret room lies waiting for us to do something with it. And yes, almost didn't make it through. That is fast. It's a stone button. Wooden buttons are slower, but what I really need is a pulse extension. So down here I've carved out the room that we're going to work in, and of course the walls we'll have to work on as well. I carved it out and lit it up, and I've got some strange supplies here. What we're going to make is a portal. We're going to add some redstone all around. We're going to maybe have some lava, I thought, in the walls. That'd be kind of cool. And some parts that maybe were exploded down here with some mossy cobblestone. And I don't know, and just kind of experiment and see what we can get. But basically, these stairs lead down to a secret chamber where some strange experiments have been going on. So with that, I'm going to get some dark oak and build sort of the frame of what I think the room should look like. Alright, framing done. We got some cool little arches here, and just a little detail on the walls. Now let's work on the ceiling. We're going to make it a mixture, just kind of a hodgepodge of stone brick and stone and polished andesite, and just mix all these in. And I'm thinking down here, this isn't a place that receives a lot of attention. In fact, it's been completely boarded up for maybe thousands of years, probably hundreds. Let's go with hundreds. But even before then, technology wasn't very advanced, even elven technology wasn't very advanced, and the elves sort of just made do with what was here and kind of jerry-rigged some stuff together, and that's what's left because it hasn't been updated since, modern technology came about and modern design aesthetic. We haven't had any interior designers in here for 100 years, so it should look pretty out of date and pretty rugged, and that's going to mostly do it. Let's throw a little bit more polished andesite in here, and I'll change any part of this is subject to change once I put in what I'm thinking is some part where it exploded. So we'll carve that out later once we've got what the finished product should look like. So for the walls, I'm not really sure what we should be doing for the walls yet, but probably some of the same, although it's going to look a bit more, I think, like it had more attention. So with that being said, let's just see what all polished andesite looks like. Like this was a sort of stronghold, and it was built for a purpose, even if it was built quickly, and even if that purpose was shady. Let's just see how this looks. So here's one idea. Wow, it does look strong. It looks very solid, but let's put in some variation and see how this looks. Oh, I like that a lot better. So it's still going to look really strong. So let's start with just making it all look how it was when it was first built, and then we'll start to break it down so it looks old and disheveled. I think that'll be the key ingredients here, is building it first as though it were perfect. Oh, hello, there's a cave down here. It's probably where all those noises have been coming from. And then we'll build what it looks like when it's broken down after that. And I think that'll be the magic ingredients. Alright, it comes to this wall, where I think the portal should be. And of course you can always see something through the portal, so we have to choose what to put behind it. And for that we're going to go with solid polished andesite. None of this texture variation stuff for this one. And we'll see how that works. Very nice. Now for some obsidian. Don't tell anyone I didn't fill in the corners. Let's see if this is really any good at all. Well, the particle effect is nice. Let's see what it looks like when you enter the room. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's very magical. Alright, that should do it for the obsidian, and I threw in some blocks of coal for some variation and some coal ore there to make it a little bit less intense. But if it looks right, then all this blackness sort of originates from the portal, or it looks like it's creeping towards it, one of the two. And for the rest, I made some cracked stone bricks for the rest of the floor, which I think should fit in nicely and make it look like something traumatic has happened here. Check out my new light source, complete with safety rails. I'm actually not sure if this prevents being burned by the lava, but how will I know unless I test it? Alright, here goes. I'm not sneaking, crouching, just going all the way up to the bars. Alright, my toes are still okay. Good, I think it works. Plus, it doesn't burn down these nice wooden posts that I have right next to them. So, I'm missing two more. Throw that in, and then I'll get rid of all these torches, and I think I'll replace them with redstone torches to make kind of a glow in here. Oh, also, got some enchanting tables. We gotta put these, I'm thinking, probably right here and right here. But I'm not positive yet. This is great. It looks spooky, it looks kind of old, and it definitely looks like you're not supposed to be here. The problem is, every once in a while I turn around and some stairs are missing, or a post is missing, and it's because even the particles are showing, the lava is still catching things on fire. And I really don't know what to do, because I like my stairs, I like my posts, and I love the lava. What do I do? Where'd you go? There you are. Get out of here. That is just something I have to live with. But I think I solved my fire spread problems. So I looked up how lava fire spread works, and by adding these bars here, changing these two steps, unfortunately I couldn't protect them, and lowering some redstone torches down to here, I think I've completely fireproofed this area. And of course, time will tell. So, and it doesn't look that bad. I like the iron bars still. And of course I carved out some little just divots there, nooks for our enchanting books, added some cobwebs for effect, and I also want to, and I don't know how well this is going to work, but I also want to add this redstone dust, if I can, for bloodstains, just because. So, actually it looks good, just kind of not connected. How does it look if it kind of does? Not as good, but that could work. I probably just want, of course I can't put it on the walls. I probably just want a few splashes over here and there. And not next to the torches either. I don't want it to be bright red. This is old dried blood. And I don't want it to be too symmetric either. So yeah, probably none of this. Let's get rid of this also. There, like that. An unhappy little dark magic room. Yes. Well, I think immediately, just from the lava, you can tell that you're not supposed to be here. And then the portal is kind of like, where does that lead? And the enchanting tables is like, what happened here? And then hopefully the obsidian just makes it look like this whole thing is being taken over by some dark, malevolent force. And if you can think of anything else, kind of like vines, but that are black, I would use those too, because they would look very cool. But I think that's a wrap on this area. So let's head out of here. Alright, we're leaving town to the north to get started on our next project and probably finish it. It's the Watchtowers that I've been telling you about for a couple episodes now. Every time I say that's what we're going to work on, well now that's actually what we're going to work on, and I changed the location, so that's where it was going to be. That was too close to town. I realized it made more sense to be over here, kind of on the edge of the forest, and also it made more sense for the city, Mistglade, to be bigger. And this is pretty much the best direction for it. So the Watchtower will still be part of the city, and then there's this hill right here that's bare of trees. Not that I wouldn't just chop them down, but it's just beckons for a tower to be built on it. Look at this. And it's right on the edge of the tall birch forest, which is where the elves make their home. And you can see into the covered forest over there and sort of over to the beach over there. Let's see if I can get a good view of that. Nope, I can't. This will be a pretty small watchtower in the ancient style. Basically, it was built around the same time as the secret room that we just completed and the abandoned library that we had a few episodes ago. And in other words, it doesn't have the modern design aesthetic that the other pink buildings have. But I will need a bed and a crafting table, so let's prepare those. Oh, and I don't have any mob protection out here, so let's build some of those too. Lighten up the world so that we don't get blown up at night. Interesting note, I did recently change it back to hard difficulty. The difficulty I think most people play on. I'd switched to easy just because it took me a while to get a hang of the weapons. Combat is much, much different on the console than it is on the PC, on the Java version. Let's start with a small sort of octagon here and see how I like that. That's great. That's exactly the kind of shape I want. And I want it to go up maybe, let's see, and out a little bit, and maybe up a few more. I think that might be the maximum height that I want. Oh, and we're up in the good. No time for breakfast. Gotta build. Alright, let's look at how this looks. Alright, so that's not really as tall as I want it. I want it to be taller, so let's march up here and make it taller. Probably 2 more here, and maybe 2 more or 3 more here. That's good. Yeah, I don't want it much taller than that, and I probably want it to come out a little bit more on the bottom. Kind of like this. Yeah, so that's a general shape that I want to go with. Alright, just as a first design, and I know this is basic, I want to try doing something sweeping curves up here, so like that in the corners with these on the sides. That's not good. How about just slabs here? Nope, that's no good either. I want to keep my slabs for my stairs. Okay, how about, yeah, that could work. That looks alright. A little asymmetric, but we can ignore that. Let's try that. Alright, being up here looking out at the world, of course I can't see because I'm just a short little builder, but it actually looks pretty cool. Actually looks like strong walls that have been built for the purpose of viewing and also protection, shooting arrows out and that sort of thing. And it's very simple. Let's see what it looks like from down below. Whew. Oh, right, I haven't built the walls yet. Alright, doesn't look too bad. What we need are some upside down staircases, and all of this will be the creative part where we actually get to add detail and variation instead of just your basic shapes. But to start, I can already see that that needs to be like that, and on all the corners. So reviewing this middle layer here, it looks very square and boxy, but I wanted to see if maybe the next couple layers will reduce that, and there's really no way to find out except to try it out. So that's what I'll do now. Let's do something more swoopy. Look at this, I seem to have missed my footprint. It's lined up here, and then it's over one there, lined up again, and back one. Oh well, at least I got the shape right. Right. Let's focus on that. Light this place up, dang. Oh, it's night. Okay, I think I've settled on a look for the bottom. We have the cobblestone walls here, and here in the corner, and maybe here also. Haven't quite decided on that yet. Yeah, probably not. And the polished andesite there. And of course the chiseled stone there. And just have to do another bottom layer probably with these here stairs. Probably actually just like that. Let's go get some more. So pretty much I like it, but I want to see if I can make this more of a steeper curve, because right now I get kind of squat at the bottom, which is strong, but not very elven. And this should at least look a little bit elven, besides the floating torch holders there. So I'm going to switch these out and see if I can't get something that's a little bit more, even though everything will be different, a little bit more what we're looking for with the shape. Alright, I think this works as a final exterior. The shape is much better at the bottom. Seems a little bit more elven, and it just looks nicer. And then the variation is in a couple of different places. Still looks good though. Alright, exterior done. Interior more or less done. I'll bring in more beds for the guards to sleep in, but we've got spruce floors, spruce stairs, we got this middle floor here, platform landing, and up on to the top where we've got some torches. Oh yeah, I need torches in the middle, and we can look out over all of the frontier here and all of our tall birch forest here, and even see our future castle tower up here and the rest of the city back there. Pretty nice, if I do say so myself. I think that wraps it up. Woo, look at that. From a distance, that looks pretty cool, peeking through the forest. So let's run in here, and actually this might go well up there. Run in here and voila, beds. Put one here. Got one here, I'm sure. Let's do it this way. There we go. Got our guards accommodated here. And I was thinking maybe even, if this is on the right level, which it looks like it is, maybe even a barrel in this corner here. Let's try this. This might look a little funny, but that's kind of cool. Provide some water, and probably they'll need some tools. There's no good place for that. There, I guess. Well, that's a work in progress. But with that, I'd like to say thanks for watching this episode, and I hope to see you next time here in our very own world of Rivenbourne.